I see that Jason Solomons is here in the audience. Like, what was it like acting with the Guardian's own?
It was quite bizarre. I can't imagine that anyone really has been in the position of acting in a scene with a man who could be reviewing their performance in the film. And I think if he gives me a bad review, I can legitimately say that he put me off by being effectively in the audience.
There seemed to be a lot of backstory to your character that they didn't necessarily get into. I'm just wondering if there was a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor, or at least in the script, that didn't get shot.
Well, whatever way, people may not believe me, but no, genuinely, that was the part in its entirety. I think that I don't know what the process was. The part may not have been there at all in the original version of the script, and then added at a later stage. But there wasn't more of it that you didn't see. So I think that it was always a subplot.
And you've played two mothers this year, both of them pretty bad, playing away from home. What was that like?
I think that part of the reason I wanted to do the film is because I was interested in the idea of what a bad mother is, and maybe getting away from terminology like that being a mother is very difficult, especially in an environment where somebody's working full-time, especially if they're a single parent, and exploring ideas of how people keep the balance of their life alive when they're parenting in an environment, especially today, that isn't supportive of mothers.
And finally, I remember reading last year that you were doing some charity work. I forget what paper it was, but you wrote an article for them. And you were saying how it was something you were doing in your downtime, which you had a lot of at that point. Whereas this year, things have just seemed to have exploded for you. You seem to be getting all this work all of a sudden, so you must be in a pretty great place right now.
I sort of work and don't work all the way through my career. It kind of peaks and troughs, and it's quite nice, really. I mean, I think if you're working all the time, I think the rest of your life can really suffer as a result of that. So in some ways, I think I've been very lucky to work and then have breaks. But I mean, as far as the whole acting profession goes, I've always worked a lot. So I have to be very grateful for that.
Thank you so much for talking to us.